So Joey Badman did a song where he went at people. He called himself the king of New York, and he said there's too much West Coast clicking, but he didn't name any names of anybody, and he had a car and a house. That's all I remember. But then a bunch of people answered. Okay, somebody named Rayvon, who I don't know, answered. Mick Jenkins, we watched him on the last stream. He had a car with him in a parking lot, and he answered. He sent bars. He said some things that were impressive. I don't remember any of them right now. Curtis King sent bars. Curtis King made a sick ass beat and kept looking at Joey Badman like this, and it kept making me laugh. Shout out to Curtis King. So this is Joey Badman continuing his salvo. He's got words for rappers everywhere, and I have not seen this yet. Apparently, he's going at a bunch of people, including j.cole. j.cole. So let's see what this looks and sounds like. Joey Badman's Sorry Not Sorry. He's smoking cigarettes with people indoors. That's already very transgressive. That's a haircut I wouldn't have expected. That's like a older man's haircut. His haircut is giving me my uncle that used to go to the Steppers Club in Chicago. Like, my son would look at that man and say, why does he not have a haircut? So I don't know why somebody younger than me would do that. But, you know, he's making choices. Look, he's got shoulder pads on in the club. People don't wear shoulder pads in the club these days. So he's making some bold choices. And this looks very comfortable. I have to remark upon the fashions when they look remarkable, but that looks quite comfortable. You couldn't wear that somewhere where it's too warm, because then you would start sweating. But if it's chilly out, that looks really nice. 51 Hard Street, is that a real place? Because it sounds like a difficult place to be. 51 Hard Street. That's a nice. If it's a fake address, that's a good fake address. If it's a real one, I'm sorry.
I'm bigging up my city. That's something I had to do.
You don't have to. You don't have to. New York gets bigged up all the time. New York has been getting bigged up since 1978. No one has to now. We all get it. We all know New York exists. Nobody forgets New York exists. You're not doing a public service by shouting out New York. Is Biggie and Pac combined? That would be Big Pac. Or Too Big. Big Pac or Too Big. I don't see him as being Big Pac or Too Big. That doesn't hold water for me. In any context, do I see him being a mashup of Biggie and Pac? I just don't see it.
Little light of mine, promise I'ma let it shine.
Oh, that's nice. He snuck a little gospel in there. A little children's Baptist gospel. This little light of mine. I wonder if you got to pay royalties for that. I wonder whoever wrote that still gets checks for it, like the Happy Birthday song. Ooh, the fit. Oh, that fit. That's one of the baggier things I've ever seen. And as a person who really likes cargo pants, that seems like the maximum rich people version of cargo pants. You could fit all types of shit in them pockets. That's like one backpack per leg. I am quite jealous. I could fit so much trail mix in them pants. Wow, I wonder if the flaps are pockets. That is something else. I mad props to the fit. That guy looks like Donovan Mitchell, the basketball player. I just thought I should note that. I like the video, though. It's very classy. It evokes a lot of mid-90s rap stuff that I used to see all the time on BET's Rap City, and hoped that the pendulum would swing past all of the extravagant mansions and bottle service sections and cars and rich people. I remember when I used to watch Rap City in high school, I used to be like, oh, this is just the pendulum swinging, and it's gonna go back towards real rap shit. It's gonna go towards J. Rue the Damager and Mos Def and Kweli and the Roots, and it never did that. That was a fantasy that I made up in my mind. Uh-oh, the song's only halfway over. It's about to become a different song. Ooh, oh, hey, beat. Hey, beat.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this jazz loop. Oh, it's Conductor. Shout out to Conductor William. Cat got his tongue he been missing all week. Is the cat missing? You should put up posters on local telephone poles if your cat's been missing a week, because somebody might have him or her in their backyard. Shot a lot of people in these songs.
Every day is new thoughts and new observations.
I'd like to hear some of those new thoughts and observations. All of the observations presented so far seem like ones I've heard already from him and plenty of other people. If there are new thoughts and observations, I'd be very here for those. I haven't heard one single new thought or observation yet. Maybe that's in the next song, as we get a new thought and observation.
I'm 10 toes deep, you get cold feet.
If you do 10 toes deep, you should actually do your now look, understand that I'm not a foot fan by any means, but if you're going to do 10 toes deep and you want to gesture it, you should probably do it with your feet and not your hands, because that's just confusing. It just doesn't go. It's just visually confusing. It doesn't align with what you're saying. I like what he's doing with the melody there. Told me, cold feet, smoke me. I like that. That's cool. That shit sounds good. I found myself saying straight like that lately, and I don't know why. I don't know why that's wormed its way into my brain and become part of my lexicon. But like my son asked me something the other day, and I answered, and I said straight like that, and I was like, why did I just say that? That's so weird. Where did I pick that up from? I should put it back. Sweet gospel. Yeah, it's sweet gospel, because he said this little light of mine. So now that makes sense. He's pulled it all together with the idea of sweet gospel. And he talked to God. And he's been having new thoughts and observations, which we haven't seen yet, but at least he's having them. So maybe he's cooking those for later. Music. I didn't mean to make it sound like he was sounding like feminine or anything. That wasn't my intention. I just did like the way he said that, and I was trying to ape it, and then my body also did a thing. See, those are the pants. I'm very I'm gonna go as far as to say I'm envious that I can't afford these pants. These pants are so baggy that they look like the entire pants are around his ankles, even though they're pulled all the way up. Those are the baggiest pants I've ever seen. They're layers of baggy. It's got to take at least 4 to 6 minutes to put these pants on, because once you get them all around the waist, you got to keep pulling for days to get them up around the ankles. It's like it's so many layers of pants, and like the me that went to high school would have been horrified by this, because I was the sort of kid that used to get teased for sometimes having wrinkles in my pants because I hated ironing. But this is like wearing an entire wrinkle. This is like if your whole pants were an entire wrinkle. You can't straighten these out. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible to straighten these out. These are a marvel. This is my biggest takeaway. Wherever he got these pants from, bravo, I want a pair. And all I can feel right now, all I can feel deep in my soul is my lack of funds to be able to afford a pair of pants like this. And it's the sort of situation where these pants probably cost $800, right? And it'd be this sort of thing. I could work really hard to buy a pair of $800 pants. This would be much like when I had one Jerbo shirt in 7th grade. I had to work really hard to save my money, save my allowance so I could buy a Jerbo shirt, right? But when I bought the Jerbo shirt, suddenly I had a very nondescript and mid wardrobe with one nice shirt. That didn't work well, because then how do you follow up when you wear the nice shirt? How do you do it? So if I saved the money up, if I scraped here and there, and I did all the things I'd have to do, I'd have to like sell verses. I'd have to make YouTube videos about stuff I don't really care about. I'd have to do all of that stuff to be able to afford a pair of these pants. And then where do I even wear these to? Where do I go to? I can't go to the supermarket in these. I'll get caught on somebody's cart. It wouldn't work. So if I bought these pants, I'd need a lifestyle strategy to go with them, or enough money to buy multiple weird things like this to wear so that my wardrobe would make sense together. That's my biggest takeaway. Does anybody here like this? I'm curious, and I'm not saying that. I'm actually not saying that to be shitty. I'm very curious, and I'm being very genuine, because I don't think this is like bad. I don't think this is bad, but I'm wondering. I just want to know, how do y'all feel about this? Cavalier open for Woods and Elucid this weekend, so yeah, this is mid as hell, says Sean AA. I do think the timing is very, very smart too. I think he's got to dig a little deeper, I guess is what I would say. I think writing wise, he's got to dig a little deeper, either internally or externally. He's got to find somewhere else to go here. Because and that's why I ended up tripping off of the part where he said I've been talking to God and having these conversations and I got all these new observations, because I don't hear anything novel in what he's doing. Anything, nothing novel, nothing new. And it's not bad. There's nothing bad about it. It's just fucking serviceable. And it's like the timing and the strategy is great, but the product is not great. It's not great. The beat's great. The video's great. The rapping ability is great. The writing is not great. The writing's not great. I want to hear the new ideas. I want to hear what him and God have been talking about. That's what I want to hear. Okay. So that's Joey Batman. Joey Batman. I'm Joey Batman. Joey Batman. I'm Joey Batman. See that we listened to so much Seattle this morning, I can't get past it. Now I want him to have a grunge song. I'm Joey Batman. Joey Batman. Like and subscribe, homie, friend. It's free. Stop playing.